Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. Today, we're diving into something truly special. Two of my passions, fine art nature photography and the world of Rolex watches. Now, for those of you who know Rolex is more than just a watch, it's a symbol of adventure, precision, and timeless elegance. These are the very same qualities I strive to capture in my fine art photography. That sense of quality, craftsmanship, that pursuit of perfection, and the spirit of exploration. So join me as we embark on this Rolex-inspired photography series, where the artwork of timekeeping meets the art of capturing nature's finest moments. Before we get into it, please remember to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss anything. We might have a few little surprises coming up here in the near future. Whether I'm out climbing mountains, swimming with sea turtles, snow camping in sub-zero temperatures, or just spending a month on the road, we're going to go into detail about the watch wearing experience throughout all these expeditions and journeys. As you all know by now, Rolex tool watches are an intricate tool in my photography process. And this series is going to be about the behind the scenes of me capturing these images using the Rolex watch. And something fun to correlate with this new video series, once the video comes out about the new art piece and which watch I use to capture it with, if you go online and purchase that art piece within a few days or so of the uploading of this video, we will give you a complimentary gift of a framed image of the watch I actually used, such as this, when I captured the image. Since this is a brand new series and I've captured a lot of images in the past 3 or 4 years using my Rolex tool watches, as a special thank you to you, our viewers, we're gonna offer until the end of October 2024, if you do wanna go online and click the link below to see which images I captured with which watch, we will be honoring, if you do purchase one of those images, we will send you a free frame piece of the watch I used to capture that image until, again, the end of October of this year, 2024. So thank you again. I really appreciate you watching. This is gonna be a fun series. There's so much that goes into these behind the scenes, the toughness, the durability, and the accuracy of these watches, these Rolex watches, are truly second to none. As I've mentioned in nausea throughout my videos, over the years, I've tried so many other brands and they have failed on me. Rolex has it. This is gonna be a fun series. I'm very much looking forward to this. It would only be right to start off this series with my beloved Rolex Explorer II with my brand new capture, Autumn's Greeting. This image was captured up in the Eastern Sierras. If you saw my last video, it documented a lot of what went into capturing this image. Sadly though, I started the editing process before I even captured this image. If you saw the last video again, you would have seen similar images, but the light never quite came right with this image until, of course, editing had already started and I didn't actually have a video camera when I captured it. That's the life of a photographer and it always seems to happen this way. One of my favorite things in the world, exploration, which the Rolex Explorer II is pretty much perfect at. The most fun I have is going off the map, getting lost a little bit, finding these little creeks and rivers and just following them. Now this creek, I knew of the area, but I've never actually just followed the creek up into the mountains. And this was one of those adventures where I just pulled over, parked the truck, and just followed the creek through thick and thin. I found this epic place. Fall color was at its peak at this moment. The only problem was the light wasn't that great for the first 3 or 4 or 5 attempts at this area. As you can see from here, sometimes the light was nice, but there's no clouds. Other times the clouds were beautiful, but it was just hard direct light or flat open shade light. So this became one of those photographs I needed to keep going back each time around sunset. Because I didn't want the sun to be too low because then the light just kind of goes flat. The sun couldn't be too high. So it was that light overcast I was looking for, a sun behind the clouds. That's what I was looking for, and that's what I got. And I love this. I love this photograph. It's simple yet elegant, just like the Rolex Explorer II. And this, that sounded a little markety, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Just really going into, again, the quality of a Rolex watch that I try to put in to my photographs. I'm inspired. That's one of the best things about these Rolex watches. Each time I look at them, I'm inspired. So after those 5, 6, 7 days of not getting a shot, still I'm out in nature, I'm at a beautiful location, so it wasn't all that bad. It does get a little frustrating, however, especially when the light doesn't come together and you're spending weeks out camping. Nerves get a little frayed sometimes when you haven't had a shower in a week or two. Food's cold, most meals are cold. But just being out in nature and going to places you've never seen before, exploring these areas and finding locations like this, I love it. And to have the Rolex Explorer II on my wrist during all that, it's the perfect watch for that in the way it has a metal bezel. It's a GMT watch. It's tough with the metal bezel. I can bang it, hit it, no issues. GMT, this was nice. I wasn't in a second time zone, but it was nice just to use that measurement or that orange hand to mark on the watch when sunset was gonna be. So always keep it in the back of my mind every time I looked at my watch. Okay, I knew I have 3 or 4 hours or whatever till sunset, so I have to start hiking to the location because that's how long it took most of the times. It sounds simple and it doesn't sound like a big deal, and everyone's saying, oh, I'm sure everyone's saying, sorry, it's always in the comments, oh, why not just use your cell phone for that? Note, the area I was in, I didn't have cell phone service, as well as too, a cell phone's so bulky. It's just so much easier for me to have something simple on the wrist that tells me pretty much all I need to know for timing my exposures, when the sunset's gonna be, how long it took me to get from point A to point B. I'll give you the stats of what this watch went through on this journey. It went down about 1.5 meters in the water, so obviously nothing, but just with me bathing. It got slammed quite a few times on rocks, no issues. Coldest temperature it got was, I think, 25 degrees Fahrenheit. No big deal. Hottest it got was 85. So there's a pretty big jump. And throughout the 2 weeks of me wearing this is camping, in the car, hiking, the whole time it was fast 3 seconds over that time period. So those are the stats for this watch for this particular journey. We'll get into some more deeper stats when I'm out and a little bit more of, let's say, not dangerous, but a little bit more extreme elements. We'll add some more stats to that. The real benefit of this watch was felt when I was hiking up the creek. This was a tough hike. It was a couple miles. It was one of those hikes though, where you're either on the rocks, rock hopping on the creek because the sides, the banks of the creek are too thick to get through, or you're plowing through this thick foresty area, branches, trees, rocks, hitting the watch. Obviously no issues. It kept pretty much perfect time. Since this was built for cave explorers, excuse me, that took it back. Since this was built for exploring caves, it was perfect for this kind of hiking. Little near brushes, skirts with rocks, hitting it on a rock, hitting it on a tree, have bushes just go through it. And that's what's a big thing. I've had an issue with the AR coating on the top of watches. This watch doesn't have it. A lot of watches, when you're going through that thick brush with the dead twigs, it'll scratch off the AR coating. No issues with the Rolexes because AR coating on most of the models, I believe, is only on the back of the sapphire. So that's really nice to have because I've scratched the hell as one of my Omegas. Stick almost took the AR coating right off. So that was very nice. The way with the heat, it wasn't too big of fluctuations. It handled it just fine. Nothing too big there. It's just such a capable watch to be able to handle all those kinds of things. No questions asked. And before you comment, I know a lot of watches could handle this. It's a 2-week adventure. I know that. But the constant punishment of doing this day in and day out for months, years, decades at a time, most watches can't handle that. And that's why I really look towards these Rolex watches. Yeah, great. And I've experienced before with other watches, oh, I take it on a few trips, great, it handled it fine. It's just I want to handle it for decades upon decades with minimal service or input on me to actually take it in and get serviced. These are supposed to last, and from what I've seen from a lot of people, service and recommended by the AD, service every 10 to 12 years. That's a perfect fit. Very few other watch brands, if any, can claim or say that. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let us know in the comments below if you like this new series, you like this format, you want us to add things, what you don't like. Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to, up until the end of October, purchase this new piece. It's an open edition, Autumn's Greeting, and receive a complimentary frame piece of the Rolex Explorer II, the watch I used to capture this image. As well as, don't forget, up until, again, the end of October, we'll be offering this on all my images, open edition and limited edition, with a complimentary gift from us to you as a special thank you, a frame piece of that watch used in capturing that image. More information, the link below, and always feel free to contact us, more information below, with any questions you may have. Thank you again so much. I really do appreciate it. Cheers.